All right. So, good morning, all. Again, we are meeting for the Science of Mind Club. The Sunday Club is there to help us guide to learn. And today, again, is another topic with which we have started. So, generally, the format is like, Ashish, as you have already joined, we have few quotations, few thoughts to get started with. Like this is my one of my favorite thoughts that says any opportunity is an opportunity to learn, which means that we should embrace all the opportunities in our life to learn. Now, another interesting thought coming your way. Abundance is the only reality, scarcity is an illusion. So many times we feel that there is scarcity of something or scarcity of one thing or the another, but the true universe has got a lot of abundance in it. So abundance is the reality, so that we work from a abundance mindset, we work from a growth mindset. So that is a second thought. Usually there are 3 to 5 such thoughts which kind of help us center in, help us kind of reach this place where we are open to learn. So mindful leaders are present in here and now. So like this whole point of centering ourselves, or being in here and now, that is about coming back to the moment called now. There's a lot of magic which is possible in this moment called now, where in the present moment, we can explore the world, we can learn new things, and we can come up with new ideas. So that is another beautiful thought. Coming to the next one, yeah. So mountains have already, been places we associated with another perspective, higher learning. So the secret to Zen is that there is no secret to Zen. So many a times people are looking for that perfect way. People are looking for, that Zen that they can find on top of the mountain. But actually,
Mm.
it is there in the everyday life. So this is again, there's no secret to Zen. It is that life is happening in every minute, every moment, and we are experiencing it, and the possibilities are kind of unfolding every minute. And last but not the least, between every thought lies the infinite possibility. So, this is about possibilities. This forum is about creating those learning possibilities. It is about sharing the knowledge in the chosen fields where we can kind of, explore our own thoughts, align them with the, perspectives where we want to grow, and finally also share these ideas with others. So, that is what we are doing. Yeah, and
Mm.
the three chosen fields here are psychology, neuro-linguistic programming, and mindfulness. These are the areas where we'll limit. So,
Mm.
Ashish, what you'll also appreciate is that, in some time as our community grows, we can definitely do every Sunday master class on each of these topics. So, initially, we'll start by sharing, few interesting ideas, interesting concepts, but sooner than later, we'll get into depth of these topics individually. Like I remember
Yeah.
you asking me some time back that how about doing a neuro-linguistic programming course? Definitely. So that will be there. And
Mm.
any science that we want to learn, any mind science that we want to learn, we definitely cultivate that practice. One day at a time, learning something new at a time. So this is where we are, and this is the intention of this club, that it is a vision to help people help themselves, and also kind of create more coaches, just like you are a coach and you have been coaching a lot of students, you have been coaching a lot of these young minds. So it is about bringing all these mind related topics, mind related sciences together, and sharing the tool set with the right leaders and the coaches.
You're right.
So every Sunday it is just 30 to 40 minutes. Ideally, it's like, 15-20 minutes of me sharing, and then 10 minutes, 15 minutes of question and answers. That gives us a space to kind of grow as a community and share some key concepts and kind of clarify ideas and techniques. And totally pro bono. Feel free to share this with your friends, and if there will be friends who will be listening to this recording, it's absolutely pro bono initiative. We welcome more friends joining us, and that's how our community learn from each other's questions. Yeah, the only thing is that it's the right mindset that we cultivate. That's absolutely right, that we are here to cultivate the mindset of possibilities and mindset of helping others. Yeah, so this picture is little bit old and little bit special. One of our first science of mind workshops that happened back in, I think, 2010 or something. Ashish, you have been part of this journey quite quite long. And yeah, so every Sunday we'll hold this virtual class for all the positive people. Our intention is that you learn, apply, share, and transform lives, transform the kind of, any person that you connect with and share these ideas and this knowledge. There is a small website, the link is on the bottom. So this website is, just put together to hold a space, to hold a platform so that we can kind of connect. And
Mm.
finally, it is about staying curious, because the most important thing is that we stay curious. That's how we learn. So
Mm.
curiosity is a good state to learn, confusion is a good state to learn, and then that's the
Mm.
starting point, that we become curious. And so thankful to you, Ashish, and people who will be kind of tuning in sooner or later, that they are curious for these topics, and they are finding time on a Sunday to cultivate this. Like, it is a practice that you cultivate. You put a seed and you water the seed, you make sure that it is prepared well, and you are giving the nutrients and the fertilizer, everything. So the entire practice is to kind of cultivate this art and science of mindfulness, psychology, and NLP. So this is the concept for today. It's called illusion versus reality. Yeah, so one of my coaches says that reality is plastic. That means that we can shape our reality. So just to give you example, Ashish and others, that how our mind plays, and this reality, there can be a reality that I have, reality that you have, reality that somebody else have. It is so much dependent on the perception. So if you see, this grid is called Harman grid. It's an illusion, and there are 4 or 5 of these illusions that will show you. What do you see in the intersection of the lines when you just see and move your eyes, Ashish?
Dot, dots,
What is a
white dots.
and can you also just move your eyes, and sometimes black
Uh,
dots also appear somewhere.
yeah,
Yeah,
out of focus.
yeah. So the moment it's out of focus, let's say you're focusing on the center dot, that is white,
Mm.
but around it you somehow perceive that there is a black dot. So
Yeah,
sometimes we are perceiving of things which are not there. This is a classic illusion which in psychology we use. And what it shows is that our mind can build our reality. Our minds are very, very powerful. It can build the realities around us. Sometimes it is also creating the sources and the resources which strengthen us, which may not be there. And sometimes it also creates these limiting beliefs which hold us back. So both are true. This is called Kanisa triangle illusion. So
yeah.
when you look at it, some people say that they see a star in between. Some people say they see two triangles. One is white and another with a black boundary. Yeah. But actually, is there a triangle in this?
Uh, again, same. Yeah, it is and it is not also.
It is also not. Yeah. So according to the Gestalt law of closure, we tend to see objects that are close together. So if, let's say, one fact or one reality is presented with another, that's how we tend to associate things. And what we see here is just contour lines. Okay, and these contour
Yeah,
lines, somewhere it is existing, somewhere it is not existing, but our mind is programmed in a way that it is filling the gaps. Okay, so that's
yes,
how we
yeah,
are also making sense of the reality. Every time, let's say, if you know that a door is opening in a certain way, you go and you hold the doorknob. You don't think that, acha, will it be, how do I turn it? How do I push it? That's already there. So our mind is so advanced that it kind of fills the gaps in any of the situation. Okay, so it generates a lot of content of a reality. Then there are these two lines. This is one of my favorite illusions. Which line is appearing shorter? The top one or the bottom one?
appearing shorter top one.
Exactly. But if you can take a screenshot, a screengram of this, and you can also put a scale. They both are
Yeah,
exactly the same size. So
yeah,
it's Mueller. Mueller liar illusion. And it's a classic illusion that kind of surprises that sometimes, these perspectives help us kind of see the things in the right way, and many a times, we tend to see it differently. So that's
Mm.
another. Now again, the same thing, proximity effect. Now there is a very important, very valuable lesson in this. So which of the circles, one on the left or one on the right, which is looking shorter?
One on the right.
One on the right. Yeah. So we look at objects with respect to the proximity, we draw a conclusion. Actually, both the circles are of the equal size. But when we are putting it with respect to or in context of something, that is where we are kind of comparing in our mind. So many a times we tend to compare ourselves in our life for right or wrong reasons. We should understand that this proximity effect is again a illusion of mind in which we our mind plays. Okay. And it's
Mm.
it's all about being in the proximity of the right people and comparing yourself for the right reason. Nowadays, if you go on Facebook, people are kind of comparing themselves with so many, so they forget that there is a innate light, there is an innate possibility, strength that lie in them. If you keep on comparing yourself, it will not lead you to the right results. Again, you are getting trapped in the illusion of mind. So these are some of the classic illusions. And now, something that you might have seen, like this is a optical illusion, we can say. So what do you see first on this image? Do you see a rabbit or do you see a duck?
Yeah, rabbit.
Yeah, so it can be rabbit looking towards right, or it can be duck with its beak, looking on the top,
Up.
top left.
Yeah,
On
yeah.
the bottom right corner of the screen, do you see a old lady or do you see a young girl?
A young lady, a young girl
Yeah,
looking backwards.
yeah. Yeah, and if you kind of pay close attention, the necklace of the girl can also become the lips of the old lady. So again, these are the optical illusion, and this is where the elephant appears. Yeah, so
Mm.
can you count the number of feet this elephant has? How many feet this elephant has?
Yeah, five.
Actually, we cannot make out, and that's where we have to talk about the elephant in the room. So the elephant in the room is all about the problems that we create in our life that don't exist, or sometimes the limitations that we create in our life that don't exist. you know so it is about understanding that reality can be confusing, perspectives can be confusing. My perspective, somebody else's perspective can be different, my reality, somebody else's reality can be different. And at the end of the day, it is all about finding that where lies a possibility of collaboration, where lies a possibility of greatness, where lies a possibility of creating some values, beliefs, and habits that can help us grow. So and this is what we want to do in this club, that we want people to create habits which are working for them. So there is a reality, there is an illusion, and the way how we are making sense of that, sometimes our brain is playing these tricks on us. We have to constantly mindfully seek the truth in the reality, seek our truth. And there are some beliefs that limit us, which are called limiting beliefs, and there are some beliefs which are called empowering beliefs. Both of them may or may not be true, but what we choose to believe, what we choose to kind of invest our time on, what we choose to invest our attention and energy on, that is what grows. Like a person has a belief, a limiting belief in mind that, okay, I am not a good student. Let's start with students. And another one says that, oh, I'm great at maths. So long time back, I used to
Mm.
have this friend, and he used to have this belief that he's very good with maths. Another one had like a belief that no, no, he is bad with maths. When the exam used to come and the marks were out, the student who thought that he's bad at maths, he used to score 70%. And the one who thought that, oh, I'm good at maths, he got like 60-65%. He was scoring lower than the person who had this limiting belief. But in the longer run, what has happened is that The guy who said that, no, no, I'm good at maths, he used to enjoy reading, he used to enjoy investing time in it. Slowly and gradually, his belief created the reality that he wanted to see, and he was doing far better.
Yeah.
Whereas the first one, the one who was, actually scoring good marks, but thinking that he was not so good, constantly was like, beating himself up, in the thought process, always thinking that, no, no, he's not good. And he went into a downward spiral, and, he came into a lot of pressure when he, appeared for that exam, and he was scoring actually less. So this is what happens with students day in, day out. They don't know how powerful thought process is, belief system is, power of habits is. And this is where we want everybody, and you are a change maker, Ashish, and you have coached people from different places of life, and currently you are an IITN as well. So it is all about understanding self, because we can only be able to conquer the external world if we are able to understand our inner world. This is what we want to do, and reprogram some of these habits which are not working for us. Yeah. And how do you reprogram a limiting habit? The simple thing is that we challenge ourselves. So there was a person who said that, no, no, I'm not good at doing something XYZ. Okay. So if he is not good at doing XYZ, how can be he so good and so sure about thinking that way? So
Mhm.
it's sometimes about challenging that belief. So many a times when people are doubting themselves, they don't challenge themselves. They don't challenge that belief. They just accept it. And there is a reason, there is a psychological reason to it. But
Yeah.
when they are doing something good, they don't believe. Like somebody says that, oh, I can't believe that I topped the class. Oh, I can't believe that I won the lottery. But when they are getting into a trap, when they are, getting beaten down in life, they are saying that, oh, it always happens to me.
Mhm.
हमेशा मैं ही क्यों, that they are accepting pretty much in a solid way. So the
Yeah.
first thing first is, like, as a coach, as a leader, as a change maker, we have to help people challenge their limiting beliefs. That is the trick, because that is also a illusion of mind. Okay, so when somebody says that I'm not good at something, the basic thing is, how do you know? And when we ask these questions, how do you know, and do some, 5 why analysis, or we just dive deeper as in questions, we find that there is no actual base to it. Somebody says that I'm not good at maths because he just tried one exam, and he was not able to study because he was not able to focus that day because of bad health, and now he's making a belief that he's carrying his lifetime. I think that's not a good frame to start, and people definitely should challenge whenever they are doubting themselves. Yeah, because
Yeah.
perception is the reality, the way how we perceive something. There was an experiment done in, I think it was the Yale University in US, where there were two batches of students, and one of the batch of student was actually of average performers, and one was very good performer. The teachers who came there, they were given instruction that the average performers were actually very good performers, and people who are exceptional performers are actually not so good with their um, class, and so when teachers started teaching them, they started looking the students in that way only, and that perception created a very different reality. The average batch started performing very well. So, it all depends on how we perceive the world around us. It all depends on how constructively we want to work with these tools, and how we can use our mind to kind of reprogram our habits, reprogram some of these limiting beliefs. And this is where, in the next few classes, we'll get into all these ideas that how we can change somebody's limiting beliefs and negative thought patterns. So, this is the foundation for that
Yeah.
reality is the perception, and we should not get into the illusion. So the journey ahead is that, all of this is shared in the light of, like, we share these ideas, we help people around us who have negative thought process to change their negative thought process to a positive. Let's say if you are helping some students or some friends, so it is about taking care of the loved ones. So never kind of encourage somebody's negative thought process, never encourage somebody's limiting belief, and just keep learning, keep making it fun for all of them. So this is where we have come to the end of today's concept. I'll take a pause here and would invite if you have any question before we wrap up.
Hmm. Well,
Anything
yeah,
that, yeah,
not any question yet, but I am excited to learn how these limiting belief can be changed. Particularly there are I have seen few people who are so obstinate keeping or holding these limiting belief with themselves, and it will be great fun to learn how this can be actually changed within somebody else.
absolutely, absolutely. No, this is definitely, Ashish, I agree with you. It is powerful stuff, where many a times you're not able to experience life in fullness because there are some beliefs that we consciously or unconsciously carry with ourselves. And
Yeah.
the background to that is that sometimes it is seeded in by our close friends, family members, or even teachers, and that kind of
Mhm.
limits us. So our whole purpose
Yeah.
of the Sunday Club is that we explore into these mind sciences, so that
Yeah.
we first of all reprogram wherever these limiting beliefs are there for ourselves, as well as we reprogram the negative thinking and the limiting beliefs in
Yeah.
others, those around us.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
and lot.
I should also um, give little a thought that I can also be having the limiting beliefs somewhere. That's why I am not able to make changes in others.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is insight.
Yeah. So one of the ways is that whenever you think that there is a limiting belief, like I cannot make changes in others, that sentence. Now, if you look at
Mm-hmm.
just that sentence is like carved out of stone. I cannot make changes in others, full stop. Now that's defining what has happened in past. Okay, that may be correct. That is defining
Yeah,
what is happening in present. That is also correct. Okay, taken. But if it starts to kind of define your future, I think that's not a good belief to have.
yeah,
So one of the techniques there is just to add the word yet at the end of it. Whenever we make such judgmental statements about ourselves, one of the techniques is you just add the word yet. So, for example, let's add the word yet to what you have already said. I am not good at guiding others yet.
good.
So you see, what is
Yeah.
the difference you feel between the first sentence and now after we have added this word yet? What is the difference, Ashish, that you find?
There is still possibility I can do
Yeah.
maybe in future.
Yeah, so just that word yet is saying that this is what has happened in my life till now, but that doesn't
Mm,
mean that I cannot do it in the future,
yeah,
which is absolutely true, which is absolutely correct. You are a person who is a who's a leader. You have led so many people to get self-realization. You are somebody who has shown them the correct path, in your life,
mm,
and
mm,
still you are thinking in that limiting belief, and maybe you're conscious, and some things are beyond the awareness as well. So it is our role first of all to kind of coach ourselves, and then coach others, and challenge our
yeah,
own limiting beliefs. You are a person who has a lot of resources. You are a person who shows a lot of possibilities to others. Everybody has got all the resources with them, and human beings, they are perfect. That is a belief that we carry. Every human being has a capacity to change. Every human being has a capacity to learn, and this is where we feel that we should definitely challenge our limiting thoughts and limiting beliefs. And when we think about it, definitely there will be some background to it, that we might have picked up something. Maybe there is a teacher who said very early, no, no, you're not good, and then we do not challenge it. Good at what? Maybe good at that test which was done in a class second or third where you did not score well, but that not good is that person carrying entire life. So this is our change work that we'll be focusing on. We'll be getting into some really serious and cool stuff from the next class onwards, where we'll be learning how do we reprogram these negative beliefs and then how do we reprogram the negative habits. Is that a good place to start, Ashish?
Yeah, yeah, perfect.
Anything else you want as a takeaway from these sessions?
Yeah, yeah, no, this is fine. I think this is good to go.
Sure, sure. And slowly and gradually, we'll also move into, conducting a master class on some of these topics and also doing a mini course, like I said, on topics of psychology, NLP. So there will be NLP mini course that will run pretty soon. A lot of our
Yeah,
community members are interested into that. But then, all in all, it depends on your curiosity and your investment of time. There's no investment of money on these courses that we are doing, the Sunday classes, but it is definitely investment on your own learning. And
yeah,
I would like to thank from the bottom of my heart, thank you and all the listeners who are investing such time. Okay, and definitely finding this time on Sunday can be a little bit going out of the comfort zone, but I truly appreciate your efforts, Ashish in particular, and all the other listeners who will be listening, that we are
I'm
taking
great.
this time out to cultivate cultivate this learning, which is definitely and absolutely fun.
Yeah. I am also enjoying it.
Thank you so much. So, all right, so from the Sunday class point of view, I would say that we'll just wrap it up here on this note. And next session or next Sunday club, we'll be focusing on reprogramming. How do we reprogram a negative self belief?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
All right then.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much. Thank you, Ashish.